what the Nets like to do, really force the action, get the ball off the floor quickly, put a lot of pressure on the defense every second.
Chris Webber, same spot, same result. So Chris Webber has hit both of his jumpers, and it's a 2-point New Jersey lead.
Well, Chris, I think, told Kenyon Martin, if you're not going to take the drive away, I'll take the jump.
One thing about the Nets, they do score a lot of points. They've scored 100 points in 6 of their last 7 games. And Harris turns it over. It will be Sacramento basketball. Jerry, I know there's a stat that you absolutely love in the NBA, and it's point differential. The Nets at home this year, Jerry, have a point differential of 16.8.
Yeah, that tells you they're just a great basketball team at home for several reasons.
And how about Mike Bibby? And he'll go to the line looking for the 3-point play.
Well, Mike Bibby coming out very aggressive, getting to the basket. Watch this, gets by Jason Kidd. Collins a little late getting there. You know, Mike Bibby saw Collins all the way. You'll see he has a good look at Collins coming. That's why he wants to use the glass, take the contact.
So Mike Bibby can give Sacramento their first lead with 2 minutes, 5 seconds gone by here in the first. Jerry, great atmosphere in the building for this one. Again, this place is the 5th worst attendance in the league, but it's basically full tonight. A lot of the dignitaries are here. We see a couple of celebs. It doesn't have that regular season feel to it.
No, this is definitely playoff kind of atmosphere. And, you know, going back to the point about the 16-point margin at home, I think that's one of the reasons this team is so good at home is there's no atmosphere here. It affects the opposing teams quite a bit.
So Sacramento by 1. And there's the Jason Kidd steal, and here come the New Jersey Nets. They look to run on every opportunity. Jefferson blocked. Collins put back is good. That's 2 second chance opportunities already here, Jerry, in the early going for the New Jersey Nets.
Well, this is a very athletic team with the exception of Jason Collins. Really, everybody else is extremely quick for their position.
Webber calling for a foul. Now he will take Collins right to the rack. And Chris Webber with a pretty move. He has hit all 3 of his shots. He's got 6.
Well, Chris Webber loved that matchup. Jason Collins, a developing young player, but not comfortable guarding a guy like Chris Webber out on the floor.
Sacramento has 4 of 4. Webber with 6 of the 8 points. Martin from the top of the key.
Well, Kenyon Martin's much like Chris Webber, as he's stayed in the league. This is his 3rd year. His jump shot's gotten better each year, and certainly that makes him difficult to guard with his quickness.
8:20 first quarter. Again, Webber and Bibby play catch. And the Kings red hot to start this one. 5 of 5. And the lead is back to Sacramento.
Well, Mike Bibby coming out with a lot of confidence, as he should have, because he has been on a tear.
4 minutes into this first quarter, Lucius Harris, and boy, has he ever been good since taking over for Kerry Kittles. In 17 starts, he's averaged 16 points, but he's shooting 48%.
That's kind of why Kerry Kittles, even though he's healthy, can't get back in the starting lineup. The team playing so well with Lucius Harris.
New Jersey 6 of 9 open up the ball game, and now Divac in traffic. Too hard off the window.
Well, Jason Kidd came back, helped a little bit, bothered, I think, Vlade on the spin move.
And Harris. And that never got to the basket. Oh, Stojakovic from Vlade Divac.
Boy, nice rebound by Peja, and runs the floor. Vlade Divac found Peja in transition, so Peja running the floor very well.
Only 1 basket and 1 rebound in 25 minutes at Milwaukee. And boy, would Rick Adelman love to see Peja Stojakovic get going early. Martin, foul by Webber, and he'll step to the line. First foul of the ball game.
Watches Vlade Divac. He sees Peja running hard right down the middle of the floor. That time the Nets caught sleeping in transition defense. Peja gets the easy hoop.
So Kenyon Martin to the line, trying to put the Nets up if he can make both. And it stays a 1-point game. Well, you look at Kenyon Martin, the last 7 games, nearly 20 points, 11 rebounds, but the impressive number there, Jerry, is the field goal percentage at 54%.
And he's making jump shots, as we saw earlier, from about 15, 18 feet. That part of his game has improved so much, and fortunately for the Kings, his free throw percentage just dropped right then.
Well, Kenyon Martin comes in at 63% from the line, and that has just dropped a little bit. So it stays a 1-point Sacramento lead. Vlade off the spin. And again, he just can't roll it home. A good move, Jerry, but just cannot find the handle as he continues his slump offensively as of late. And Weber just picked up a second foul, Jerry. That is a big, big whistle early in this basketball game.
Well, it really is, and certainly I think you get the feeling that Byron Scott knows how important Chris Webber is. They went at Chris Webber several trips down the floor. That time, boy, not very much contact, but it doesn't take much. There's a foul. Really, Chris just allowed Collins to get too good of positions, which is what really set up the foul.
Decision time for Rick Adelman, and at the moment, he is not looking down his bench.
Well, he has a lot of faith in Chris Webber. In the NBA, you're allowed 6 fouls. I think sometimes coaches overreact.
And Webber from Doug Christie. And when Webber is playing the way he is offensively, Rick Adelman's feel is, hey, I got to keep my man in there. He's hot. We're tied at 15. Webber 4-4 here in the opening quarter.
Well, right now with Webber guarding Jason Collins, I think Rick Adelman would like to see the Nets continue to go to Collins as we see Jefferson drive to the hoop, because Collins is probably the weak link of this offense.
Well, one thing that Byron Scott has instructed his guys to do, and that's attack the basket. Just about every possession, they are driving down the lane. Stojakovic. That's a good shot by Peja, because it was not an easy shot, Jerry. He kind of forced that, but it falls.
Well, fortunately, he was able to get that step back and created some space between himself and Jefferson.
Both teams red hot here in the opening quarter. We're tied at 17. Webber has to be careful with 2 fouls, and it allowed Collins to get in there between the double team and get the putback.
Well, Jason Collins, second-year player from Stanford, certainly coming up big early.
Yeah, he's got 9 points. Turnover through the hands of Vlade Divac. Already 3 turnovers for Sacramento. And that's a kick ball, and that will give us a mandatory timeout.
He's here myself, but definitely got his game going, and if he can just stay out of foul trouble, certainly he's going to have a big, big game.
Anthony Johnson, the original second-round draft pick of Sacramento, fouling Mike Bibby. Also in for the Nets is Rodney Rogers. So Webb with 8 points, but 2 fouls.
Well, Anthony Johnson certainly knows the offensive system. Eddie Jordan's really had a big impact on Anthony's career, and he's been a very solid backup player here for the New Jersey Nets.
2-point New Jersey lead. Now Keon Clark over Rodney Rogers. We're tied at 19.
Well, that's a shot that Keon can get pretty consistently. Rodney Rogers is 6'6", just not big enough to bother that 15-footer. And we know Keon really effective in that range.
Kenyon Martin. And Stojakovic rebound. Nice job there by Vlade Divac. He screened out Collins completely. Now Bibby with the basket.
Well, King's doing a nice job, not only rebounding, getting the ball out. And of course, Mike Bibby, being very aggressive to the hoop, knows that he can score.
7 points for Mike Bibby, and it's a 2-point Sacramento lead. Harris comes around the turn. Martin 5 to shoot. And a turnover, and now a foul is called on Mike Bibby.
Get a good look at Mike Bibby as he's driving the ball in transition. Really, Lucius Harris couldn't get back quick enough. Boy, Mike Bibby just doesn't waste any time. Now here's the foul. Well, really, the ball was knocked loose. Unfortunately, Mike got a hand in on the wrist, but Kings would have had a breakaway.
10 on the shot clock. Rogers, a very good long-range shooter, but not this time. And it's out of bounds off of New Jersey. It will be Sacramento ball. Dan Crawford, the lead official, working this game with Ron Olesiak and Anthony Jordan making the call from across the court.
Yeah, good officiating. The other 2 officials did a good look. Dan Crawford did Flirty King's ball.
I could have used him Sunday in San Francisco.
Yes, you could have.
And there's Bibby. He's fouled by Anthony Johnson. And Mike Bibby will go to the line. Boy, you got to love the fact that Mike Bibby, you can see that the confidence is fully back, Jerry, after that broken foot.
Well, it's definitely back, and the reason it is back is because Mike is really, really good.
Yeah, no question. And Mike Bibby already with 7 points, 3 of 3 floor, 1 of 1 from the line. Folsom Lake Ford, Toyota, and Kia want to offer you the chance to win 2 tickets to an upcoming Kings home game and the opportunity to shoot a half-court shot for a new car, truck, or SUV. Stop by Folsom Lake Ford, Toyota, or Kia at Highway 50 at the Folsom exit to register, or visit kings.com for more information. 23-19, Sacramento with their biggest lead of this first quarter. 9 points, leading all scorers for Mike Bibby.
Well, Mike, as you said, playing so well, but he wants to show Jason Kidd, his mentor, that that #1 spot isn't forever, that someday he wants to be the #1 point guard in this league. And Jason, watching, I'm sure, very impressed.
Kerry Kittles, who missed that shot, but the push-off underneath, and it will be Sacramento possession, up by 4. Anthony Johnson with 2 personals thus far. Into the feet of Divac, tough catch, and a 3 ball. Yes, and if Peja Stojakovic continues to shoot this way, the Kings are going to be very difficult to beat this evening at the Meadowlands.
Well, the Nets dropping some help back on Vlade Divac. That was a mistake. If you're going to drop it on Peja Stojakovic, Peja made him pay.
And no, Martin will try it again. Kenyon Martin, no foul call. Here comes Sacramento. 7-point lead, looking for more. Peja stops, pops. Oh, Peja Stojakovic is catching fire.
And that is Peja Vu.
10 points for Stojakovic, and Byron Scott has seen enough. He needs to call off these Kings. 2 minutes and 56 seconds left. We're in the first, and Sacramento on top, 28-19. Sacramento difference along with the hot shooting.
Well, one thing about them, they're certainly a great offensive team, but they get a lot of their offense in transition in the break, and they don't like to play half court as much as you might think.
Nets turn it over, and Stojakovic, and he may have stepped out of bounds, or was he pushed? He was pushed, and the foul is called on the Nets.
And the thing, what we're seeing with the Kings making shots, that forces the Nets to take the ball out of bounds. They're having to play half court every possession. That's a lot more difficult.
Kerry Kittles with a foul, the Nets in the penalty, and Stojakovic to the line for the first time. Well, tomorrow on Good Day Sacramento, the Harlem Globetrotters are in town, and they're up to their old tricks. They join the gang in studio with a preview only on Good Day.
Well, I want to see them play the Washington Generals again in red clots.
2 for Stojakovic. That's when those were the good old days, huh, Joe?
Those were the old days, that's for sure. I don't know about good.
Stojakovic with 11 points. It is 30-19. Very quiet here at the Meadowlands. And Stojakovic with another rebound, as again Byron Scott going to the bench to find an answer, but Aaron Williams is not that answer as it's out of bounds off the Nets. Now Dan Crawford may overrule Ryan Olesiak. Olesiak said the ball was deflected, and it's now going to go back to the Nets. Well, one thing early on in this first quarter, we know who's in charge out there among the officials.
Yeah, Dan Crawford felt he had a good look at it, and really from this angle it did look like Page just simply threw the ball out of bounds.
Rick Adelman asking Dan Crawford, hey, jump ball, but they said this one again, no go. Look at Keon Clark jump up for that rebound.
Well, Keon took the elevator up to about the 5th floor on that one.
Nets have won 10 straight, looking for a franchise-tying best 11. But right now, it's all Sacramento here in the first quarter. Bibby off target, and the rebound Kittles. Jerry, in this offense, in this game, with the Nets playing a very similar style to Sacramento, as you look at Williams both glass, is Vlade Divac less effective against the Nets because they practice against this type of offense so much, or not really?
I'd say there's a good chance. I mean, certainly they know what Vlade likes to do because it's much of the same things that they do, but still Vlade can be very effective because he's simply bigger and stronger than the New Jersey Nets player.
Keon Clark, no. He'd love to have that one back. He was wide open, and the Nets down 9, quickly back up court.
Yeah, Keon really didn't realize how open he was. He flipped it up. He could have taken his time and just thrown it down.
The good thing about this first quarter was Chris Webber getting a significant rest with 2 fouls, and yet his ball club is still leading by 9. 5 to shoot. Rogers a 3, in and out.
One thing with this lineup that the Nets play, they don't have really a true center, either Jason Collins or Aaron Williams. As you see, Doug Christie just explode past Kerry Kittles. So Rick Adelman may use Chris Webber as a center at some point in this game. You could do that very easily and just go very athletic.
Kings getting a lot of easy baskets here in the first quarter, and they lead it by 11.
It's hard to prepare for either team's offense because basically the theory is you take what the other team gives you, which is a turnover right here and a dunk by Peja Vu.
28 seconds left, and it's 34-21.
Well, Kings just have put on a clinic here in the first quarter defensively as well as offensively.
Biggest lead of the game for Sacramento. The Kings do have a foul to give here. Anthony Johnson, top of the key. 7.3 left. 34-23. Bibby. And Clark misses the tip at the horn. But an outstanding 12 minutes of basketball by Mike Bibby and the Kings as they come into the Meadowlands and silence this capacity crowd. 3 quarters of basketball left, but right now it's Sacramento in control, leading 34-23. 17-4 run. Now Kittles, or rather Christie brings it up on Kittles. Weber is back in, and no foul there as he was run into. Bibby, Jackson, Clark, Weber, and Christie. 10 on the shot clock. Bibby. Kings now have to get a shot off. Jackson from the corner. And the rebound, Rodney Rogers. Good defense on that sequence by the Nets. Well, Kidd's back in the game, but he misses the left-hand layup. He doesn't miss many of those. Switch of the hands move did not work.
Well, gorgeous move. Fortunately for the Kings, ball rolls off.
Nice rotation for Keon Clark. Jerry, he's becoming more and more comfortable with that aspect of his game.
I think Keon is learning really where his shots are going to come in the offense. And as we said, definitely got a good 15, 17-foot spot shot. Kings are looking for him in that area.
65% for Sacramento. And here's Kidd off balance. Offensive rebound, Williams. And this time, the Kings all over the glass.
Kings doing a good job on the defensive board, not giving the Nets too many second chance points.
The only team to win in this building this season, the Dallas Mavericks. Jackson, tough shot, but it connects. Everybody making their shots for Sacramento, and it's 38-23.
And the ball being moved, each guy getting the kind of shots they want. Right now, Nets not having any kind of an effective defense.
Kidd 104. Kidd in his career who has not played well against the Kings. Kittles, though, with the nice feed from Aaron Williams. And he cuts the lead to 13.
Well, the patented backdoor cut by Kittles that resulted in a dunk.
And Weber's first miss. And it's Jim Jackson. Jackson in rhythm. Look at Keon Clark walk right in and take that rebound. Nobody even watching for Keon Clark. And there is nobody underneath the glass for the Nets. Clark. And he loves that little spin, Jerry, with the left hand.
He sure does. I mean, you'd think teams maybe would have him scout a little bit better, but we know that Keon's going to spin back with that left hand.
Sacramento by 15 here in the first half. 9 minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Kittles, a 2-pointer. And Jim Jackson has it.
Well, Jim Jackson has just come right in and taken over the defensive boards. 3 big ones the last 3 trips.
Yeah, he's got 4 rebounds already. Weber in traffic, he's fouled. Jason Kidd thought he had all ball, but the official says no, sir.
Watch this good look by Keon Clark. Really spins away from the defense, puts that ball up with his left hand, really fools everybody. Another look. Now here's Weber drawing the contact. Certainly Rodney Rogers, no question, fouled him.
Weber at 56% from the line this season. 41-25. And Stojakovic is going to re-enter the ballgame. Well, 24-hour fitness, good guys, and the Kings have teamed up to present the 24-second shot clock shootout. Fans will compete in an on-court shooting contest, with the winner taking home a $500 gift certificate from Good Guys and a 1-year membership to 24-hour fitness. Stop by any participating 24-hour fitness or Good Guys location, or log on to kings.com for complete rules and information.
Well, Rick Allen going with a little bit of an unusual lineup now. No true point guard, although they really do have in Doug Christie. Doug will run the point with Mike Bibby out. Jim Jackson will probably swing up to the 2-guard position.
41-25.
That's why it's so good to have so many versatile players that can play several positions.
Weber playing with 2 fouls, lets Rogers go by. And an offensive foul. How about Keon Clark establishing position, and he draws the charge.
I tell you what, that took a lot of courage to stand in there on that one. That was like a fullback coming in here. Now watch Keon, sees Rodney Rogers, gets there, planted, and takes the hit full time. And that's 265 pounds coming full tilt. I don't think any guys would want to take that.
3 minutes into this opening quarter, Weber again think he was fouled by Rogers. They both stare at Ron Olesiak, the official, and he just shakes his head. Now Stojakovic posting as position. No foul. He got bumped right on the shoulder and arm. Wow, that was in front of Rick Adams, and he got up out of his chair in a hurry. Jefferson. Offensive foul on Jefferson.
Another great position defensive. Get a good look at it. Doug Christie clearly in position, clearly a charge. Good call, easy call to make.
Timeout. Sacramento still in control, leading 41-25. We'll be right back to the Meadowlands.
Category as well.
Now pressure in the backcourt, but Christie able to shake off and bring it across Jason Kidd. Jim Jackson posting. Tough shot. And a loose ball foul is called on Keon Clark. First foul on Clark, and it will go back to the Nets for Sacramento. It is their 5th turnover.
It's about the first tough shot that we've seen the Kings take this game.
I'm sure that was the subject of conversation during that timeout from Byron Scott. Christie off the steal. Jim Jackson comes over. Christie, the number 2 man in the league in that department with steals. Now Clark. Keon Clark finishing it with the left hand dunk.
The spin move resulted in a wham jam. Keon Clark just too quick off his feet for Jason Collins on that one.
That's 1 of 5 here in the second quarter.
Ooh, that was scary.
Jefferson. 2-point field goal, 43-27. 4 points for Jefferson.
Well, Richard Jefferson, the second-year player from Arizona, has really improved his shooting over this past season.
Stojakovic, switch! Oh, Taylor Grew! Peja Stojakovic with another triple. 16 first-half points.
And Peja, the shootist, scores.
And there's Terry Kittles off the reverse. 17-point Sacramento lead with 5 minutes gone by here in quarter number 2.
Well, New Jersey seems to be settling into running their offense a little better now.
Christie able to chase. Chris from 19. A little bit short that time.
Probably a couple of foot further out than Chris normally likes that jump shot.
Now Kidd. Rogers a corner 3. So Rodney Rogers not able to hit his long-range shots here in the first half. He's 0 of 3. But Peja, on the other hand, is absolutely sizzling. Oh, boy. And it is 49-29.
Well, Peja says if it feels like leather, I'm going to shoot it. And if I can see it, I can hit it.
And a foul is called. Boy, what defense at the other end, but the pushing foul. Peja Stojakovic picks up the foul.
Now watch Peja just getting his feet set behind the line. That stroke is just dead on. Watch the bench. They know they're seeing an artist in action.
20-point Sacramento lead. 38-19 the advantage in the front court for Sacramento. And there is Clark knocking that out of bounds. 7 left on the shot clock.
7 seconds on the shot clock. 7.
We approach the 6-minute mark. Kidd with the catch and shoot. And Rick Adelman in front of us calling for a loose ball foul on Kenyon Martin.
Well, it certainly looked like that Kenyon Martin went right over the top of Keon Clark. No question from this angle, it looked like a foul over the top, but Nets have the ball.
20-point lead for Sacramento. Off balance is Kidd. That was a bad shot by Jason Kidd. And Christie traveling. And we have a timeout. 5 minutes and 51 seconds left here in the second quarter. It is all Sacramento. They lead by 20. Stojakovic 7 of 9, 3 of 3 from beyond the arc. Boy, you talk about the Nets. We'll first look at the numbers on Stojakovic this year. Everything down, Jerry. Points, percentage, 3 points, all-star last year, but tonight he looks very much like the all-star we saw last season.
Well, he certainly does, and like I say, you can always look at numbers and point, I think, to the injury of plantar fasciitis, because certainly a jump shooter, especially a long jump shooter, is going to be affected by that kind of injury for a period of time. Looks like Peja certainly is coming out of it now, and I'm sure those numbers are going to go up.
3 of the starters for the Nets. Kenyon Martin 2 of 6, Kidd 1 of 6, Harris 1 of 2. I mean, the Sacramento also putting the clamps down. Nets also missing some shots that they have been hitting as of late. And there's the good defense. So another good job defensively. Keon Clark, and he's around the waist. And Keon, I don't know if he ever really had the handle on that, and probably fortunate that he was fouled.
No, I think it's a very good break by the Kings that he got fouled. Just a gorgeous look-away pass by Mike Bibby. Delivered the ball perfectly, but Keon did not handle it cleanly, but fortunately got fouled.
Well, good day. Sacramento makes the stop at the California Home and Garden Show for a look at the latest in home improvement and landscaping products. Tomorrow on Good Day Sacramento, and you go there, you might find Jerry Reynolds' wife.
If she knows about it, she'll be there.
That's right. When it comes to landscaping,
she is the numero uno.
50 to 29, Sacramento with 5 minutes, 30 seconds left first half. Kidd from the elbow. He's just not on tonight. And the foul is called on Keon Clark. Second foul on Clark. And it is the third team foul on Sacramento. Vlade Divac is going to re-enter the ball game.
Returning for the Kings.
And Clark's going to come out. What a nice job Clark did, Jerry. How about 9 points, 6 rebounds in 12 minutes?
Well, and, you know, certainly we've been used to seeing that. Certainly as a starter, when Chris Webber was out with his knee problems, Keon came up big, is feeling just more and more comfortable with this basketball team. And I think they with him.
This is a reversal of what we saw last year here at the Meadowlands when the Nets took advantage of a tired Kings team that had played 4 games in 5 nights in 3 different time zones, and they got thrown out here at the Meadowlands. Lucius Harris, way off the mark. And it's Mike Bibby. Nice job by Bibby to keep that alive for Chris Webber.
Well, Mike Bibby has those great instincts for the ball. Much like Bobby Jackson, just always knows where the ball is.
Bibby, a 3 is short. Didn't really have his feet set on that one. Kind of a quick shot there by Bibby, and I just don't think he was set. Now it's Kidd. Jason Kidd just continues to struggle.
Yeah, he's forced several shots already, trying to get his team back in it.
Jim Jackson fouls. He'll step to the line. Kenyon Martin picking up the personal foul, and for Martin it's his second.
Boy, Jim Jackson really running the floor hard and being rewarded by Mike Bibby with another little smooth drop-off pass.
I'll tell you one thing about being in this city for 2 days. Everybody talking about all the football going on with the Giants and the Jets, but there's been a lot of publicity about the New Jersey Nets, and the Kings have been here now for 2 days, reading it, hearing it, and they are ready to go tonight. Bibby versus Kidd in Video Hoops. It is an outstanding feature. We hope that you don't miss it. A visit with Pete Carrill, who is in attendance tonight, and stats we'll also hear from John Bledsoe. But again, Sacramento's been hearing how great the Nets are, and they are. Their record is very good. But the Kings challenging here in the first half, letting them know that, hey, don't forget about us. Jackson, a lead out from Bibby. Put it in the book. That's sent it to the line. Jim Jackson, and the Kings are pouring it on here in the first half.
Just a gorgeous outlet pass. Hit Jim Jackson in stride. Jim able to get the basket, draw the foul. That's just basketball at its best. Now here's the end of it. You see the contact right over the top. Basket made. Here another look just perfectly. There's the contact below with the body even before the on top connection.
Boy, what a contribution by this man. Another great signing by Jeff Petrie. And it's now 55-29.
Are there any other kind that Jeff makes?
No, there really aren't.
No, absolutely not.
Harris, no good. But the dunk by Kenyon Martin. 55-31. And Chris Webber connects. He's got 11.
The Kings just continuing to score the ball, which means the Nets have to take it out of the net, come down, run their half-court offense.
Jerry, the Nets had a lead at 19-17 halfway through the first quarter. Since then, the Kings are on a 40-14 run.
Well, you never like to see a guy like Jason Kidd get started because he has been struggling, but we know that he's capable of super things.
Well, the Nets are the #1 team in the league in fast break points, but not tonight. 17-zip in that department, Sacramento. And look at Mike Bibby get right around Jason Kidd, Jerry.
Oh, he just froze Jason Kidd at the basket with a little stutter step and a head fake. Just a marvelous move by the young point guard superstar to be.
Bibby with 11. That's now 3 starters in double figures. A corner 3 short. And the Kings again look to run. Bibby. 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 And he will follow up. Mike Bibby changes directions on Kidd. Stojakovic. Peja Stojakovic has 21 points. Blowout City here at the Meadowlands. And Byron Scott needs again to talk it over. Oh, listen to the boomers. What a beautiful sound here at the Meadowlands. They're all booing. And it's all Sacramento with 2:38 left here in the second quarter. Here's your Tower record breaker for tonight, January 10th. 1996 in a win against the Kings. Boston guard Dana Barros take a 3-point field goal in his 89th straight game, an NBA record that would end in his next game. Tower Records, no music, no life.
Well, we may be seeing a record breaker here tonight. Peja Stojakovic is just on the tear. We said would be a key to this game. Peja being productive. He's more than that. Little drop off from Doug Christie, finds Peja for a knockdown jumper. Here in the transition, gets set for a 3, and a step in at the baseline for another 2-pointer. So he has just been spectacular around the basket, able to score anytime he touches the ball. 21 points on only 10 field goal attempts. You just can't be more productive than that.
Boy, unbelievable. Boy, what's Byron Scott telling his troops right now?
Well, really what he's telling them is to hang in there. You know, we're a good team. We're going to come back. We always win here. You know, he's trying to keep confidence going in his team. That's all you can do as a coach. He's going to say, he's telling his team, these guys are playing great, but they'll cool down. They can't play this way for 48 minutes. That's exactly what he's telling them.
And he's probably telling his team, hey, do me a favor. When number 16 has the ball, guard him.
He probably has mentioned that you might want to get a hand in Mr. Stojakovic's face, just as an afterthought.
Well, Peja's season high is 26. He's 5 away from that. 2:38 left here in the first half. Kidd, Harris with Jefferson, Collins, and Martin. They don't guard Collins. Jefferson, and a reach-around foul is called. That's before the move to the basket.
Well, you see some of the athleticism as Richard Jefferson gets to the hoop. The second-year player out of the University of Arizona, just having a miraculous year. Really made the trade for Keith Van Horn work for the New Jersey Nets.
Kidd. Nope. Rebound Webber. Kings again look to break out. Numbers if they hurry. That's Mike Bibby's first bad play of this half. And it results in 2 points the other way.
Yeah, Mike just laid that ball out there too softly. Obviously, Vlade Divac's not even in a position to run up to it. So, as you said, first bad decision by Mike and one of the few by the Kings.
Alley-oop Webber! Pass a little bit off mark. And here come the Nets again. Now they're getting into their game, Jerry, and that's running.
Well, as we said, when the Kings don't score, that means the Nets have a chance to get out in transition in their open court game. They're terrific there. Kings last 2 times did not score.
And you don't want to give the Nets any life going into the intermission. Divac. Run down by Webber. And a foul will send Mike Bibby to the line. Kenyon Martin has just picked up his 3rd. And what a careless foul by Kenyon Martin.
Yeah, very foolish foul. Away from the basket, just Mike Bibby really wasn't in a position to do anything there. Now you see Mike Bibby really just not in a shooting position at all. Now they're just reaching out for the ball and then pushing with the left hand in the lower back.
One thing about the Nets, I told you that they don't do well when they come from behind. This year, as Bibby hits the first, when they lead at the half, they're 21-3, but they're 4-6 when they trail at the half. And how about Mike Bibby the last 4 games? What a difference. And boy, how good is this team going to be when Bobby Jackson comes back?
Well, it's going to be even better. That's why, because Bobby just brings special things to a game. But look at those numbers, 58% from three-point range. That's pretty good in a layup drill.
Sacramento, by the way, when they lead at the half, nearly flawless. They're 20-1. Mike Bibby. And it's 63-37. Divac getting a rest. Bibby has 13. 4 of 8 from the field, 5 of 5 from the line. Kings shooting their free throws very well tonight, as they've only missed 2 of 14. Harris, nobody picked him up. Right now, Jerry, in the latter part of this half, the Nets are getting what you would call easy baskets.
Yeah, able to just turn the corner to Lucius Harris on that one all the way to the rim.
Now we have a minute left. Kiddo's on Stojakovic. Weber open from the angle. Swish. 13 for Weber.
That's one thing the Kings, even with the net scoring, they've been able to score the ball. So it's just been absolutely a clinic here offensively by the Kings.
Harris. Nice box out by Weber in front of Collins. And with 40 seconds left, the Kings are in a 2-for-1. Bibby. All the way. Mike Bibby now has 15. It's the moves and ahs from the big crowd here at the Meadowlands.
Well, it's the moves and ahs over here on the bench here with me and you, because that was just a marvelous drive by Mike Bibby, right on 3 defenders. Here's a look at it. 3 white shirts right around him, goes through all of them and uses the glass. Mike Bibby in complete control of his offensive game.
And the Nets just with an absolutely awful pass, throwing it to no one out of bounds.
And no one cannot score, Grant.
No, that's a good point. Weber. Automatic. Absolutely automatic. The Kings, they must feel like they're in practice, just going at half speed.
I'm not sure I've ever seen them play this good in practice, because this is just absolutely marvelous.
69-41 with 3.2 left. How about Stojakovic playing the soccer with the kick to the ref? Got to be careful here. Peja, he's hit everything here in the first half. Why not this? Oh, and it was just a little off target. But ladies and gentlemen, you have just witnessed arguably the best 24 minutes of basketball that this team has played in a long, long time. And that man right there, Peja Stojakovic, with 21 points, 8 of 11 floor, and the only miss from beyond the arc, the shot he just took from about 60 feet. First half, men against boys. Sacramento 69, New Jersey 41. The 11, and they just can't get it going.
Well, they had some good shots, no question. Kings' defense was solid, but clearly they had shots that they normally make. We're not making them, and that led to some forced passing, some bad passing, and Kings turned all of those kind of miscues into points.
So Byron hoping that his guys have a run in them, but they're going to need a huge run as they trail by 28 points to start the second half. Bibby, Christie, Weber, Stojakovic, and Divac. First couple of minutes of this third quarter are huge for the Nets. They're looking for some rhythm. Stojakovic gets right around Jefferson. And now the Nets break out 2-on-2. Harris slapped away by Bibby out of bounds.
Boy, great hustle play. Mike Bibby, Doug Christie got back to get in front of Lucius Harris there. Really saved a sure basket.
Kidd gets a double screen. Richard Jefferson. And Jefferson, good look, but it wouldn't fall. This sellout crowd, Jerry, has not yet had a chance to get into it. The Kings have really taken them out of the game.
They really have. They'd love to get into it. Richard Jefferson definitely has adjusted his defense on Peja Stojakovic.
Too hard is Mike Bibby off the window. And the Kings open up this third quarter by going 0-2. Divac, and he fouls Collins. Vlade Divac with his first personal. Non-shooting, obviously, and the Nets will inbound.
Well, the Nets do a lot of the same things the Kings do. They like to hit the post and run what's called a split off that to have the guard and forward exchange.
10 on the shot clock. And Collins makes the first basket of this third quarter.
Really, Jason Collins has been a real bright spot for the Nets, which really explains some of their problems. He's really usually their fifth guy of the starters offensively.
Now Kidd is on Weber, and there's got to be someone open because he's doubled. And the Kings not starting this third quarter very well, Jerry.
Definitely sloppy in their half-court execution. Have really not got the shot they wanted any of the three trips. That can sometimes be a problem when you play so well and then take a break. You just think it's always going to be that easy, and you forgot how hard you worked to play that well.
Kenyon Martin. Rebound Divas. So Martin having a rough go. He is 3 of 9. And in Sacramento basketball with nearly 2 minutes gone by third quarter. Bibby, good look at the basket. Mike Bibby. Boy, Jerry, when he gets those feet squared and in rhythm, he looks so smooth, doesn't he?
He is a sweet shooter.
And the foul will send Jefferson to the line. Peja Stojakovic reaches in.
Here's a good look. Mike using that screen by Vlade Divac, as you said, gets his feet square, his shoulders square to the basket, and that stroke is on target. When Mike Bibby's shooting well, he'll never miss left or right. He'll always be long or short.
And Jefferson rolls it home. The Nets only to the line 4 times so far. And boy, what an improvement in this man's game. 53% from the floor this season.
Well, of course, part of that, he is certainly improved his shooting, but a lot of it's because he's running out, getting a lot of layups because of the running game of the Nets. Certainly, we're not seeing that tonight, but that has been that way all season.
Christie runs away from a double team. Quick shot by Weber, and he has the rhythm. Chris Weber has 17, and right now the New Jersey Nets have no answer for the Kings' big three of Bibby, Weber, and Stojakovic. 73-45. Kidd with a 3. Way off the mark. And a new shot clock for Kenyon Martin and New Jersey. Jason Kidd 4 of 13. Martin short. Collins, no.
Well, the Nets can't even make open shots or layups that time. Collins completely open.
Divas from Doug Christie. And Sacramento leads by 30.
And what happened there, Jason Collins, Nets complaining about a no call instead of getting back on defense, and that's what happens. Live ball, run back.
Stojakovic playing with 3 fouls. And I believe that Peja Stojakovic has just picked up his 4th. 4th foul on Stojakovic.
Watch Doug Christie sees Vlade Divac running the floor. Vlade runs hard right down the middle of the floor, beats Collins back because Collins had taken about a second to complain to the officials.
And with a 30-point lead, at the moment you don't have to be too careful and worry about Peja picking up 4 fouls.
Well, what Rick Adelman wants right now is just to see his team continue to play well. Not focus on anything other than their game. Yep. Do what you do and keep doing it well.
And Jerry, you got to be honest here. I mean, the Kings are playing an A game, but the Nets are playing about a C or a D game. All right, it's a combination of Kings playing great and the Nets stinking the joint out at the moment.
Oh, absolutely. But that's what Rick wants to do is focus on his team because continue to play well. You don't want to give the Nets a chance to get an A game going, and they're certainly capable of that.
No question. 75-46. 10 on the 24th. Stojakovic, a corner 3. Peja. And I'm telling you, the fans just are absolutely loving this shooting exhibition because every time he gets one to fall, you hear the reaction from the crowd. 24 for Stojakovic. It is getting worse for the Nets at 78-46. And Christie is called for the foul, his first.
Now watch Peja as he gets his feet set. Doug Christie, nice penetrating moves. Find Peja in the corner. Look at the arch right over the edge of the backboard. Just right in the middle. Peja has got it going. And he's got it coming, too. Going and coming.
Darren Collins left unguarded. Martin. And here's Harris. And Weber had position and flips it to Christie.
Where you see Lucius Harris really running back on Peja Stojakovic. He definitely, the Nets know where Peja is right now.
And that one forced good defense by the Nets. Peja just had to see if anything, look at this.
Well, that's what Danny Ainge used to call a heat check. Sometimes you just, you're making a lot of shots. You just try one you don't think you probably can make, and if it goes in, then you know you're really hot.
Yeah, a heat check. Huh?
So that's called a heat check. I think Peja just took one.
Well, the heat check just cooled down a little bit. 78-48. Christie open from 21, well short. And there's Bibby with the offensive rebound. Sets up Stojakovic. And Divac's offensive rebound. Christie, 3-ball. Yes. 81-48.
Just simply out hustling the Nets as well, getting to all the loose balls. Vlade Divac, great hustle play, sets up Doug for a 3.
And listen to all the boos. What a lovely sound on the road.
Nothing better than Boo Birds on the road.
Kidd. 81-50. On the 24. Stojakovic. Now he'll go to the penetration. Divac. Vlade Divac. Does anybody have a white flag that can hand down to Byron Scott? He may need it here in a few minutes. 83-50.
Well, Peja using the penetrating ability, getting Vlade Divac an open look. Vlade usually finds Peja.
Here comes Sacramento on the move. Christie from Weber. 85-50.
Timeout Nets.
It is a complete and thorough, dominating performance by the Sacramento Kings. And yet, we're only halfway through the third quarter. 85-50. Oh, boy.
But spacing, I think the Pete Carroll offense, as it is, spacing is another really great quality, much like the triple post that the Lakers tend to use. I think the strength of those offenses are keeping the floor spaced and your players spaced, so they're hard to double team.
For more information on how you can have your question answered on air by Sabricos, all you have to do is log on to Kings.com today. Well, the Nets facing their biggest deficit.
And if we don't know the answer, we'll make it up, Grant.
That's exactly right. And what a luxury Rick Adams is going to have here in the fourth quarter, Jerry, with the Timberwolves waiting tomorrow to rest a lot of his players. Here we come. Bibby and Christie playing catch in the park. Here's Bibby, and he banks it home. Oh, if you don't like that, you don't like NBA basketball.
That is just great court awareness by Doug Christie. Wasn't able to get the ball to the basket. Cleanly found Mike Bibby with the behind-the-back pass.
87-50. The route is on here at the Meadowlands. Another turnover. Sacramento basketball.
Richard Jefferson, fine young player, but trying to do too much with a basketball. That happens sometimes when you're struggling. You try to do more than you can do, and the Kings took advantage.
5:10 left, third quarter. Seven to shoot. Christie tried to thread the needle. Bad pass. He should have shot the ball. He tried to force it in there. Now Kidd. Harris a 3. And finally, the Nets make a 3-point field goal. 1 of 9 from beyond the arc of the Nets. And that's one of the reasons why they're getting clobbered tonight.
Well, that's one of the few flaws that Doug may have in his game is he's almost too unselfish at times. I mean, it's rare do you find a player that's too unselfish. Doug Christie may be that person.
Bibby, nope. And the Nets look to run. Harris, this is a rare fast break basket, as that time the Kings did not get back.
Well, that's what these Nets do very well, and so that's why the Kings have been so effective. They've been making shots every trip. If you don't, you're going to have to get back in transition. That's what Rick Appleman is yelling at his team.
23-8, the Kings leading in that department. Weber is short. 87-55. Kidd 5 of 15 in this contest. Nets also will play tomorrow. They're at Toronto.
The Nets doing a lot of dribbling really unnecessarily. You don't really see the ball movement as much as you see in people movement with the ball, and that's much easier to defend as long as the players are dribbling each possession.
And 3 more for Doug Christie.
That's what you love to see. Doug's a good shooter. You don't really need to pass to anyone else. If you got a shot, you can hit.
90-55. And folks, don't go away just yet, because you're going to see a lot of Gerald Wallace in the 4th quarter. And the foul called on Mike Bibby. 2nd foul on Bibby.
Martin McNeil, the outstanding B sports writer, giving Grant and I some advice on things to say as the game progresses.
And we love having Marty next to us, because that's exactly right.
You know, always giving advice. You know, that's very knowledgeable. There he is. There's Marty, all dressed up, looks good in his New York's finest.
Yep.
He's a former New Yorker.
No, he is still a New Yorker. Don't get that wrong. And there is Jefferson from the line.
I feel like a sandwich in here between 2 New Yorkers. In fact, between you and Marty, that's a bad place to be.
Well, think you have what it takes to be the king of the road? If so, then stop by Village RV in Roseville for your chance to win a trip to Oakland for you and 5 friends in the Kings RV to watch the Kings play the Warriors on Monday, March 20th, or rather January 20th. That's coming up shortly. Monday, January 20th. Just visit Village RV or Kings.com for more information.
Warriors playing much, much better. Seem to be getting better as the season goes.
And a sloppy pass. Vivas gets it back. Bibby, 3 more. And it stays 90-57. 3 minutes left here in the 3rd quarter. Harris. No good. Outlet. Christie, who's basket hanging. 2 more. Oh, he missed it. I put him in the book too early, Jerry. I thought Christie was going to have an easy basket.
Yes, you did put him in the book, but you didn't send him to the line.
That's right, baby.
Something, off air, Rick Allen has chosen to go with only 7 players thus far. And I think it really makes a lot of sense. When you've got a team that's playing so good and everybody that stepped in there is just extremely productive, you don't want to mess with that.
All right, but let me ask you this, Jerry. When do you start thinking about tomorrow night if you're Rick Adelman?
Well, probably with about 8 to 10 minutes to go, depending on the score, obviously.
So what you're telling me is that Rick Adelman watched the Giants 49ers game on Sunday and he doesn't think this is over yet.
He's been in the NBA a long time, and he knows that there's a lot of games that can change pretty quick.
2 minutes, 30 seconds left here in the 3rd. Now Kidd. And Jason Kidd is just having a terrible night.
Yeah, he has just not made jump shots. Just simply, I think Mike Bibby maybe trying to place it well against it. Mike Bibby, that's just the other way around. That Mike has played with more confidence. We see the Nets now in his zone. Obviously, have felt that they could not guard the Kings in a man-to-man.
Well, then they haven't. Now Vivas. And let's see, it's going to be Weber. Look at a hustle by Weber to walk in and take that away. Oh, but now it's picked off. Here come the Nets. 3-on-3. Rodney Rogers pounding his way in and drawing the foul. Now, I'll tell you one thing. Rick Adelman, right to my left, is still up coaching this basketball team. He's up saying, come on, guys, let's go. That's not acceptable.
No, he doesn't want to see his team get into some bad habits. And certainly Kings got a little sloppy here on a couple of possessions.
Well, tomorrow on Good Day Sacramento, the Harlem Globetrotters are in town, and they're up to their old tricks. They'll join the gang in studio with a preview, and that's only on Good Day. 90-57. Nets from the foul line tonight, just not making their shots. They've missed 4 of the 11 at 63%. Meanwhile, Sacramento has hit 12 of 14.
That's the biggest smile we've seen from Page in quite a while.
90-58. Alley-oop, Weber!
Oh, just a beautiful high-low post move. Perfectly timed. Vlade Divac knew that Chris would be diving low behind him as soon as he caught the ball and just delivered the ball perfect.
92-58. Collins. Now Kenyon Martin. Loose ball. And it comes to Kidd. Just ice cold. Ice cold is Jason Kidd. 5 of 17 from the floor.
Tell you what, his hands are so cold he needs to put on gloves.
Bibby gets right around Kidd. And how about the breakdown of Bibby? I mean, he's been schooling Jason Kidd. And he's been beating him off the dribble whenever he wants.
Now watch this great pass. Vlade as soon as he gets it, he knows Chris Webber's at the rim, delivers it perfectly. As you said, now here's just Mike just beating Jason right to the basket. Now, in fairness, that was the zone, so that Jason Kidd should have had help behind him. But go back to your original point, it's still true. Mike Bibby has been getting by, had a lot of success getting by Jason Kidd, who's really one of the premier defenders at that position as well. So it shows you that just how good Mike Bibby is getting offensively, that he can score on Jason Kidd just like anyone else.
Keon Clark in, 93-58. Been all Sacramento in this one. They were trailing 6-2. And they were down 19-18. So from that point on, it has been all Sacramento. And they are putting on a clinic here tonight in East Rutherford, New Jersey.
Still playing good defense. That's what you got to like. I know Rick Alman is really pleased with that.
Yeah, just like that, Jerry, on cue. Bibby, he has a trail. Doesn't need him. What body control by Mike Bibby.
Took the contact, used the left hand, just gorgeous. Talking to the cameraman even helps the cameraman.
Hey, he's done it all, Jerry, no question.
I mean, maybe he took his own picture down there.
23 points.
Now watch Mike Bibby. Here he's going on. Here's Lucius Harris trying to get to him. Mike Bibby makes it with the left hand and says, and goes on the cameraman and says, helps him up. How you doing? How's the family?
Yep.
You know, he's on top of it.
96-58. Final 20 seconds here in the third. Nets were hoping that this would be the end of the fourth. They would rather go home at the moment, I think. I'm talking about home, away from this arena, as the Bluebirds again are out in full force as we get down to the final ticks of the third.
Boy, and Rodney Rogers just took a swap at Doug Christie.
You know, it's interesting, the mentality, the difference between West Coast, East Coast. You know, you wouldn't get your West Coast fans booing a team that's 26-9 throughout the ball game. But this is a different environment out here, Jerry, and they're not happy with what they've seen tonight.
Well, it is a different environment, as you said, and especially teams only lost one home game, for goodness sake. So the Bluebirds a little bit rational, I think.
Christie, a corner three, short. And only 12 minutes left for Sacramento to pick up a very impressive victory. Bibby with 23 points, 5 assists. The Kings are going to win. The only question is, what will the final score be? We'll have the fourth and final quarter when we come back. Sacramento 96, New Jersey 58. Many of the fans at the moment heading home. And you want to know what it's like to be courtside cameraman? Sometimes it can be very eventful.
That's what you call getting up close and personal.
Yep.
Cameraman still alive and kicking.
Surprising that Mike still has the glasses intact. Well, right now, Sacramento's still going to go with 3 of their starters: Webber, Bibby, Stojakovic, Jim Jackson, Keon Clark, and the New Jersey Nets down 96-58. By the way, Folsom Lake Toyota, Highway 50 at the Folsom exit under the flag. Always providing our keys to crunch time.
Even when there really isn't crunch time, that's how good of people they are out there. They'll always take care of you.
Yep. Well, right now, Weber's played 31 minutes, Stojakovic 27, Christie and Bibby 32. And Jerry, I would think that these starters that are on the floor right now won't be playing more than 2 minutes into this fourth quarter. And how about Sacramento? They're going to go to 12-7 tonight on the road and tie Dallas for most wins away from home.
Well, that's obviously always good. Any road win is good, but when you beat a very good team on the road, which the New Jersey Nets are, and they've proven that, and then of course beat them decisively, that's even more impressive. So Kings obviously got a lot to feel proud of here tonight. Doug Christie sitting there getting a nice break. Just played spectacular. I mean, 10 points, 9 assists, usual aggressive defense. I think, as we said, I thought, the last week or so, Doug's defense has even stepped up a notch. He's even gotten better. It's hard to believe, but I think that he has.
Doug having a nice chat with official Ronald Lisiak there.
Well, Doug's one of those guys really a favorite of officials in the league because he just goes out and plays. As we'll see some of the reserves for New Jersey in the game, Tamar Slay out of Marshall University just put up a air ball.
All right, Bibby Stojakovic, Jackson, Clark, Weber. And Williams comes up with an outlet. And there's Johnson stumbling in the paint.
Might see Chris Childs here tonight for the Nets as well as been activated.
And here comes another turnover. Stojakovic. Weber has Kittles on him. Now Clark from the baseline. Too strong. And Damon Jones will check in at the next whistle.
Come on.
Now Kittles kicks back out Johnson to Slay on the far side. Rogers turns, rebound Clark.
Yeah, Rodney Rogers has really not been effective either, and certainly he's a key for this team to come in off the bench. Has been a good shooter over the years.
And a blocking foul, and that will allow Damon Jones to come in. And what a nice ball game for Mike Bibby. A big build-up, Bibby Kid all day, all night, and it's Mike Bibby who dominated this basketball game. Absolutely dominated Jason Kidd with 23 points.
He absolutely did. Clearly the best point guard on the floor tonight, and that's just a tremendous achievement by Mike Bibby, because certainly no question that Jason Kidd's the established #1 point guard in the league, so maybe a changing of the guards may not be too far off.
And Weber's done for the night. He's out. Funderburk in. 19 points, 11 rebounds, 9 of 13 shooting for Weber. So the Kings now going to the bench as Stojakovic misses. 21 first half points for Page in this one. Slay is short, rebound Clark. So it's Damon Jones, Jim Jackson, Stojakovic, Funderburk, Clark. 96-58. Well short. That's out of Funderburk's range, but he follows up. And Damon Jones, no. Ricky Adams up in front of us, Jerry. He's telling these guys, play hard, play hard.
That's exactly what he wants. Just because the game may be decided doesn't mean you should play any less hard. Every minute's important. Keon Clark certainly doing his part. So
New Jersey shooting 34% in this one. And now a big cheer coming from the crowd as one of their favorite subs coming in. We'll tell you more about him in a moment. Jackson. Jim Jackson from downtown. 99-58. Ryan Scalabrine, Jerry, taking the warm-ups off at midcourt. He'll check in at the next whistle.
Yeah, second-year player out of Southern California, is very much a fan favorite here. Pretty good player, doesn't get to play a lot.
Five to shoot. Nice move by Anthony Johnson. And look at the Kings' quick outlet. Jim Jackson, 101-60.
Well, Anthony Johnson able to penetrate to the basket, get a hoop for the Nets, but nobody covered back.
Slay circles back with 10 on the shot clock. Kittles along 2. 101-62. Worst loss of the season right here tonight for the New Jersey Nets. And it will be their second home loss. The other one coming to the Dallas Mavericks.
One thing it would do by the Mavericks coming in here and beating them pretty solidly, and of course the Kings just controlling them tonight, it probably would make them feel too comfortable about getting to the NBA Finals as far as winning a championship. Having the Lakers also having great success overall against them.
And a loose ball foul. And I think that's very true. But in all fairness to the Nets, they just have had an absolutely off night. This is a much, much better basketball team than what Jason Kidd and his ball club has showed tonight. Timeout. They have had a good product. I mean, Jason Kidd, they went to the finals last year, and yet they're one of the very worst drawing teams in the league.
Yeah, it is very puzzling. But, you know, I mean, the Knicks are still the team in the New York area. But I think this will change. I think, you know, with Jason Kidd and this team, they're going to be good for a lot of years and one of the elite teams. And more people will find their way out here. And I think that, you know, growth will continue.
Same thing holds true for the hockey team that shares this building, the New Jersey Devils. They've had some great years, including some cups. And they still have had trouble selling out on a nightly basis. Here's Damon Jones, 3 ball. Kings just pouring it on. They've gotten to the bench now as it's Gerald Wallace, Damon Jones, Mateen Cleaves, Funderburk, and Turkoglu. So fasten your seatbelts because the Kings bench is on the floor, and they like to get up and down the floor as well. Rebound, Hedo Turkoglu fouled. No question about it that he was hit by Scalabrine. Well, how about Jeremy Shockey?
Well, at least he hasn't done anything controversial yet all night long.
No, he hasn't. Boy, what a year he had for the Giants, but he must be cold, Terry. He's got the scarf still on, the hat, or either that or doesn't want anybody to know he's at the game. Mateen Cleaves good to the hand.
Anybody played college in Miami probably is cold.
It's a solid point. Chris Childs, who was activated earlier, is in, and he has the ball. And Scalabrine connects. Loudest the crowd's been all night, Jerry.
Well, they waited. A lot of them have waited around just to see Brian Scalabrine get in the game. So actually, you know, from here it looks a little bit like a big Grant Napier out there to me. He's got his jump shot probably not quite as good as yours, Grant, in your prime.
That's very true. And Wallace, nope. 104-64 with 6:50 left.
I thought that you know, the matchup Mike Bibby and Jason Kidd was so interesting to me because I think it's a case where, you know, maybe a case where the student finally outdid the teacher, you know, and I mean, I think that's a hump any kind of quality young player has to eventually get over. If he's going to be the best, he has to get past the guy who he thinks is the best.
Of course, there is a rematch coming up in a couple of weeks at Arco, and you better believe Jason Kidd's already got that one circled on his calendar.
Oh, I think so.
Good Day Sacramento makes a stop at the California Home and Garden Show for a look at the latest in home improvement and landscaping products tomorrow on Good Day Sacramento.
Yeah, if you know anything about Jason Kidd and followed this sport at all, you know that
he'll be back.
He'll be back. And he'll be back strong. That's a great player.
Well, the Nets are going to have to start another winning streak tomorrow night in Toronto because their 10-game winning streak comes to a halt in a major league fashion. The largest margin of victory that the Kings have had this year is 28 points. That was against Portland on Halloween night. And here's Hedo. And there's a large contingent of Europeans at this game. Many of his Turkish friends at the ball game, and they gave a roar of approval after that shot. Johnson, 15. 106-68.
Good to see Anthony Johnson playing well, former King.
Funderburk fouled, and no. And he's a class act, really. What a gentleman when he came in, and it's a second-round pick, Jerry. You talk about a guy that's worked and worked and worked. Anthony Johnson, you couldn't be happier for anybody. I mean, really, you got to root for this kid all along, don't you?
No, truly. He is one of those guys that you root for. He deserves it, and he found a home here, I think, as a reserve, and going to have a nice career.
Well, the Sacramento Kings proud to join Pepsi Tara Books in the Sacramento Bee in presenting the Reading Team Challenge that encourages area youth to make reading a daily habit. To learn more about the Reading Team Challenge, visit any Sacramento area Tara Books location or log on to kings.com. 107-68. Nets just been absolutely dominated in this contest. Childs, no. Cleaves, short. And a foul is called. And for Sacramento, only the second team foul. And we get a man to 24. Look at the fast break points, Jerry. How about a big story? The Nets lead the league in fast break points, but it's been all Sacramento running up and down the court.
Well, it's just been all Kings. I mean, every category, it's been all Kings, and just from after the first couple of minutes, it's been a clinic. Rick Adelman just has to be so proud of his team, how it's performed and met the challenge here. But this really very good New Jersey Nets team, which I know if you've only watched the Nets one time this year and this was it, it'd be hard for you to believe that.
That's right. Yeah, what do you think, Chair? The hair on him is a little bit lighter. What do you think?
Well, he's definitely better looking. I mean,
and I guarantee it, he makes more money than I do. I know that.
Yeah, that's also a given.
Yeah. .5:27 left. Chris Giles again just activated today. And he hits the angle pump.
Even though this game's decided, these are important minutes for a lot of the reserves. Obviously, guys who do not get to play very many minutes and certainly don't normally get to play 5 or 6 straight minutes. So it's a great opportunity for the team Cleves, certainly for the Kings, to get some extended minutes.
Now Hito. And it rolls home.
Hito, a little smile from Hito, had that soft stroke.
And his bench getting on him a little bit. 109.70. Sacramento will head to the airport and get ready for the T-Wolves. That's coming up tomorrow.
Kevin Garnett just playing at an MVP kind of level. And Wally Szczerbiak will be back in action possibly. So definitely T-Wolves. We know how tough it is to play the Timberwolves up there.
And it should be very warm tomorrow. The high of 17, the low of 6 expected. Foul called on.
Yeah, I may lay out a little bit and try to get a little bit of a tan. You know.
Yeah, I'll make sure I look for you at the pool area tomorrow.
Yeah, let's go down there. I think we'll probably be able to get a Chase Lounge pretty easy.
109.70.
Chris Webber getting a little bit of unusual rest.
4 minutes, 20 seconds left. 109.71.
Anthony Johnson still hustling and working, just like he always does.
And there's a nice looking shot by Mateen Cleaves.
Well, Mateen's just really working on his shot, comes out, spends a lot of extra time, knows that's part of his game that he's got to develop, and he's developing it.
Down to 350. Fans wanting Scalabrine to shoot it. 5. He looks at the clock. Maybe he will. Here he goes. And Hedo Turkoglu has it. Out of kick out. Hedo tees up a 3. A rebound, Williams. .320 left, fourth quarter. Complete validation for 4 quarters by the Sacramento Kings as Gerald Wallace, no question, fouling Slay before the move to the basket. That is a non-shooting foul. 4th team foul on Sacramento.
Tamar Slay, a rookie out of Marshall University, has gotten limited minutes, but I know the coaches here really like him. He's 6'8", 6'9", has some guard skills, feel like he could be a real good player in their system.
Johnson. Now the other way comes Sacramento. Wallace. Oh, boy! If you don't like that, Jerry, you just don't like NBA basketball. Because that is called getting a step and flying through the air.
I mean, Mr. Wallace just showed you do not tug on Superman's cape.
Well, I mean, that is just impressive. That is just impressive. 113.71 coming right at you, folks. And is our camera high enough to get this full shot? Unbelievable.
I mean, he almost gets there with you.
We'll come back with 2:48 left. Well, the Nets 75 points is their low for the season. They've got 71 right now.
Well, really, this is one of those games at this stage. Nobody's worrying about those kind of things. Just trying to,
no, you're right,
get it over with. And
Jerry, no one expected this. All right, I mean, everybody thought this would be a very close game and that, would probably be decided in the last 5 minutes. Nobody expected this type of a ball game tonight. Now the Kings are going to go to Minnesota after the ball game, and they're 2-0 on this road trip. Minnesota tomorrow, then back home Minnesota or Miami I'll get it right. Memphis, Jason Williams and Hubie Brown, Jerry, at Arco, and then the Dallas Mavericks in on Wednesday.
Who?
The Dallas Mavericks.
The team with the best record in the league. And might say Memphis playing much better. Jason Williams is, I think, adjusted to Hubie Brown very well. That team's playing at a much better level, both ends of the floor.
Well, there's Jason Kidd's son TJ and his wife. Now I see he's smart. He wants to get down, and Jeremy Shockey's been talking to him a little bit. Scalabrine. And a foul by Slay.
Nice hustle play by the rookie.
Ito, foul. Got him from behind. Anthony Johnson on the foul.
Ito being aggressive, put the ball down hard, went to the rack. Looked like he may have gotten the shot off the glass, didn't do it.
I hope Jeremy, when he's sitting over there, doesn't throw ice on anybody.
I tell you what, he is wrapped up. I mean, he is ready for cold weather.
Really a remarkable first year, and yep. But you're right, Jerry. You go to Miami for a couple of years, and you come up here, and you even wear your warm clothes inside, right? Maybe we should ask. Maybe he wants to come to Minneapolis tonight.
Yeah, I was going to say he probably thinks that might be more to his liking.
2:20 left.
Oh, great
nice
steal.
save.
Gerald Wallace.
Oh, what a drop off, and Funderburk is fouled. Mateen Cleaves trying to get on the highlight reel before this one's over.
As Mateen just pushing the basketball, finds Lawrence over the shoulder, just perfectly done. Mateen showing you some of those skills that, you know, made him a first-round pick of the Detroit Pistons and helped him lead his college team to a national championship.
You know what's fun, Jerry, at this point in the game is to see the reaction from the bench. All the guys are up on Mateen's pass there, and they would have been going crazy that Lawrence Funderburk made that basket.
Well, you know what's great, you see the bench there, but certainly this team likes one another. That's important. But the guys sitting there knows that the guys are out there playing out, cheer for them.
That's right.
And pull for them. So it's only right that they should be doing the same thing.
3-ball, air ball. 116-75. Wallace kicks out. Mateen Cleaves.
Certainly no selfishness here. Everybody's looking for one another. Even in a blowout, that's always a great sign.
Now Anthony Johnson, a left wing three.
Scalabrine thought he had a fadeaway jump shot. He forgot that Gerald Wallace, he jumped and was right in his face.
116-78. Ito from 22. Ito Turkoglu. That's his third basket in 4 tries for 7 points. 118-78. And a ball intended for Marty McNeil.
And Marty, I thought, was going to make a cut to the basket on that move, but obviously Marty, as you can see, Marty doesn't have the quickness he once had. Would not have been able to get to the basket on that play.
Oh, man.
He swears he had quickness.
That's right.
110. Read Marty Mac's story tomorrow's Sacramento Bee. Mateen Cleaves. And that's a travel. Well, everybody's laughing except for the New Jersey Nets and Byron Scott.
Yeah, it's a tough night for them, but you know, like I say, they're a quality team. They'll learn from this. Just one of those things. Obviously, Byron is very upset with this, but he's a good coach, got a good team. Every team in the league goes through one of these nights, it seems like.
You generally don't have them happen at home, though.
But you generally don't have them happen at home. I was just going to say that. That's what's really unusual.
I mean, you're right. I mean, you'll see it on the road, and it'll happen, you know, once or twice a year, but at home it rarely happens.
And usually when they do happen, the schedule kind of does it to you. This has not been one of those cases. This has been a case of one team playing great, that being the Sacramento Kings.
Damon Jones, no. Half-minute left. And they let Slay walk in. And they've got 80 points, 118-80. Kind of a weird time to start trapping, but here's Scalabrine. 118-82.
That may be the highlight for the Nets.
That's when you know you're having a bad night when your highlight is Scalabrine dunking with 18 seconds left in the game. That's going to do it. Sacramento with a very convincing performance as they hand the Nets only their second home loss of the year. They snap New Jersey's 10-game win streak, and Sacramento goes to 27-9 on the year. Mike Bibby with 23 points, 5 assists, 4 rebounds. And for the Nets, 26 and 10. And now it's on to Minnesota and a matchup with